Hello, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to speak a little bit about lights. So we have two lights here. This is the big boy. This is the main review that we're doing. And this is, as you can see, I think they call it Perun. I don't know what they call it, but that's how you spell it. And this is the 2, because this is the second iteration of this product. Been out for a little bit now. This is a 3-year review. Not on this guy. This is my wife's. Only had this for, I want to say, about a year and a half. And I'll have to admit, before I ponied up on this and bought it, outside of weapons lights, I was kind of ignorant to how necessary this was. So I'd used a lot of cheap headlamps, a lot of, mag light type flashlights, a couple LED flashlights, all that you would put, normal AA or AAA batteries in. I will never go back to those except for, when you have them stored, something on top of the refrigerator, something in a truck, just the spare lights that you might have that take typical Duracell AA battery, AAA battery, or whatever, or even the large mag lights. I have one of those that takes the D cells. The increase in effectiveness of these guys, and I'm sure it's across, there's numerous high quality light brands out there. This is basically, I was so happy with this. This is the only, brand of light I purchased, just because, I'm so happy with it. Why go chasing, something else when this is doing the job so well? But so I was so ignorant to the fact, especially being on a homestead, about the capabilities of these little lights and how much easier it made all my tasks. So I had some really cheap headlamps. It seemed like I probably went through 4 or 5 of them, and for the first maybe 2 to 4 hours of runtime on all those headlamps, after that it was the lumens would drop off the map. So it would go from, like, I'd put it on initial and be like, wow, this isn't half bad. And then by the time it was like the 3rd, 4th, 5th night of chores using it, it was like you could hardly see anymore. And at that point, I had been eyeing these for a while. And this one in particular, because it is technically a headlamp, even though it's got a nice pocket clip on it. But it comes with, your headlamp strap as well. And so finally I said, okay, well, at least let me sign up for the alerts. So you go to Olight's website, you can sign up for the alerts, and they have multiple flash sales. Maybe not necessarily the product you're looking for on a flash sale, but they just have tons of flash sales. So having all the expenses of having a homestead, there's always, animal feed and projects and all the stuff you have to buy on a consistent basis. I was like, God, do I want to drop, $100 after tax on a flashlight? And then I had a flash sale. It dropped from 89 to 69, and I went ahead and pulled the trigger. And that was a little over 3 years now, and that is absolutely one of the best purchases I have ever made, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. And that is why we have the second one. This is a little too heavy and too cumbersome for my wife's forehead, and this guy weighs maybe a quarter of what this one weighs. I have a cat scratching. Sorry. I don't know what my cat is doing. Enough. Sorry about the interruption there. Yeah, so this little one, this is the mini. So same name, but it's just called the mini. It's the 2 that focuses. And it's, there we go, boom. And it's just the mini. So they take a similar charger listed on their website. It is actually the opposite, or it's a less powerful charger. So if you use this charger on the larger one, it will take longer for this to charge. So anyways, yes, this is about 4 times heavier than this little guy. And so this on her forehead, no big deal. If she wants to put it in her pocket, no big deal. And as you can tell, she uses it far less than I think I've actually used this more than she has. But this guy right here, currently, I'm using it minimum of 2 hours a day. It's on my body probably 10 hours a day, and I'm using it at least 2 hours a day. So anytime I'm going in to do chores, if it's either early morning, sun's not up, or it's after dark, this thing's on my head because it's just the hands-free option. and the illumination on it is outstanding for the size. So it's 2500 lumens on max power. So it's got 3 settings. It can last like a week on its low setting, and then most of the time I have it on number 2, which is plenty for if you're doing projects, working with tools on a workbench, feeding animals, and then obviously if I have to check, like right now we're dealing with ticks and a couple barn cats, and so if I got to check them out, I'll generally turn it down to 1 so I'm not blinding them. They're always looking up at me. So if you had like a power outage, you could put this on 1 and you could sit it like in your bathroom. So if your kids or you guys have to get up in the middle of the night to go use the restroom, and like I said, it will stay on for a week straight. Now that's when the battery is new, and we'll talk about that in a second. But as far as the utility of it, it's just second to none for me. And like I said, I'm sure there's other brands that do a great job, but I'm just speaking for this in particular and Olight. Both of these have been absolutely outstanding options. And so let me check the, so yeah, this is still listed at $90. So sign up for the flash sales, you can get it cheaper. This little guy is listed at $65. A lot of times these lights are bundled with like a smaller light. So they'll do a bundle for 15% off or 20% off, and it will include like another pocket light or something along those lines, keychain light. And so you can get multiple at a time. And their website's full of all different kinds of lights, from big baton style lights that are searcher lights all the way down to pen lights. So that is where you can check for and sign up for flash sales, or you just go ahead and buy it outright. But it is really just brought all kinds of utility to me, and I'm super happy with it. And you can see this thing, if I can show the wear on this guy, it is a very, very strong metal housing, and you can see this is basically the side that it sits towards my body on. It's basically completely rubbed off, and I did not clean this up or anything for you, just showing it in its natural habitat. And so I have dropped it, starting to chip a little bit there. I've dropped it onto concrete getting out of my car. I've dropped it off the roof multiple times back in Idaho when I was working on the roof. I've dropped it outside, got it back the next morning. It's gotten soaked, worked in the rain with it. I mean, you name it, I've pretty much done everything but run it over with a tractor. Other than that, it's taken a beating, and it is falling right on this little beveled edge on the concrete, and as you can see, the glass is scratched but no cracks or anything in it. So as far as durability, it's second to none for me. And I haven't broke it yet, which is saying something, because I break everything quite frequently. This little clip does come off, so if you want to put it in the loops here, you can remove this to do that. I generally don't. I'm just kind of careful when I put this on to make sure I don't tear these rubber loops, which, given the fact I've had this light for so long, I mean, it is just amazing, and that I haven't tore these yet. So they might look like something that's going to tear pretty easily, but they don't. They really don't. I've snagged my head, hit my head on all kinds of stuff while I've had this on. And so far, so good on that front, both on the strap and the rubber housing it comes with. And the same thing with this guy. This has a better utility clip to it. So when you have this little guy here, it's actually much better thought out than the first one, which you expect, because this is a newer product. They actually have this slot here, so you don't have to take the clip off. It'll sit right in it, and it's notched at an angle. If I can get this for you. So it's notched slightly downward, which would be perfect for sitting on your forehead, because you're not going to have it you're going to have it slightly down when you have it on your head. And then this little strap, if I can get this so my fat hands aren't in your way. So it's got a little clip, and the strap just comes over and locks. And so as far as getting this in and out, it is far superior. I was looking. I haven't seen this same kind of strap sold. Nope, just the two. Yeah, just the headband replacement for the Mini. So I haven't seen this style at all for the larger light, which is you know, a little annoying, but I would love to get that. Especially they're only charging $4 for a replacement band on this, which is super reasonable. So this also has significantly less power to it. Let me pull that up here and get you the power rating. I think it's like 1200 if I remember right. 1100. So it's got a max output. So on its highest setting, we're looking at a max output of 1100 lumens. So less than half of what the big boy puts out, which you would expect. But on its lowest setting, 10 days runtime when the battery is new. So both of them just outstanding for the length and ease of recharge. And like I said, I just put it on the light or put it on the charger at night. Every time I go in, it's right by my bed because this is with me as much as my pocket knife is with me. So, you know, can't beat that. Let me just check I was going to check the battery for you guys again. So I've used it a lot, right? The biggest thing I've seen is a slight degradation in the battery. So there is no doubt, sorry, my grow tower just turned off. There is no doubt that, you know, the battery has lost some usage, probably about 25% if I was going to guess. When I have it on its max setting, and sometimes that's by accident, I'll turn it on max setting because I'm looking out in the yard for critters or something, and I go back to work and it's still on 3, and then it will give you vibrations when it gets below like 10% battery life. So you'll be on your head and it'll just give you a little buzz. So real easy to tell when you need to charge it again. It's going to give you a heads up. So if you're doing something really important, you know as soon as it starts to buzz that, you know, you got to hurry up and get it back on the charger. Or if you have it on 2 or 3 setting, reduce it to setting number 1, and it's going to last probably another 2 hours on that setting, even with it starting to give you the buzz. In fact, it'll stop buzzing you. If you have it on 3 and it starts buzzing you and you drop it back to 1, the buzzing goes away and you've got plenty of runtime left that way. So, I mean, an awesome feature as well. You can buy replacement batteries. So again, if you do find that after many years of use, the battery starts to kind of tank, you know, or you can just buy a new light and an extra battery or whatever you want to do. But these are replaceable, chargeable batteries in this housing. Sorry, I'm getting a little long with this here. So it's a big boy. And that is the battery that you would replace it with. And like I said, 100% waterproof. It's gotten saturated, pouring rain, snow, you name it. Left overnight, heavy dew. Nothing has gotten inside the light itself or the battery compartment. So again, I just completely and 100% totally stand behind this thing. And it's one of the better purchases I've ever made in less than $100. And for something that lasts you multiple years, for under $100 when it has this kind of utility, really is it's a no-brainer. Just saving on the amount of batteries I would have put in a regular flashlight alone, you know, I'm probably at a break-even point, and I still have a fantastic light. So with that, I recommend the Perun, however you say it. I should ask that. I mean, I guess it's just Perun. All right. Well, that's it, folks. I appreciate it. And as always, run your own race, guys.